Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We have compiled a few of the old shows that we did with Peter in the past that helped to reveal some of the information that he has been forewarning us about leading up to the present time where the fires and the chemical skies, the orange skies, had appeared. And this has been going on over a period of a couple of years since 2021. So we picked out two shows that had, samples or some information regarding what Peter had said prior to us warning us that this was going to be a problem. And there's still probably more that he said about it in some other shows, but we wanted to show you that this is what's been going on for years. Peter has been giving us information, a heads up about what is in front of us. And then it happens. And then he said, I told you. And I said, of course you did. It's been hard for many people to understand what has been going on regarding our show and how we're presenting information or that it's negative. And he's, if people would listen, maybe we don't have to go through this, or maybe if they understand what it is and then, try to shift the reality in some way. And I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. It is really hard to grasp all of this information. So here it is. I'm going to present this to you. Here's the breakdown and a combination of agents, in part used to create Agent X. It is linked to soft disclosure from the video game Life is Strange: True Colors, which tells a story focused around a corporation called Typhon in a mining town in Colorado. The name True Colors has a double meaning regarding the character seeing ores, as well as a combination of elements of Agent Orange, Agent Blue, and more.
Couple of months ago, very dangerous substance, which, to be perfectly honest, I am not 100% sure what is it about.
What is the substance called, Peter?
Okay, the substance is also, technically, I cannot completely get the specific name for it, because what we know is extreme mutation of CVD mixed with some sort of weird mixture of Agent Orange and Agent Blue. What was respectively, they were very dangerous weapons, or warfare if we want to call it that way, during war in Vietnam. Yeah, we can see it in the pictures. It's crazy.
So, all right, so we're gonna go back over the definitions. So this is, let's step back even further. You had told everyone that you were concerned because some of this component that was in your country was stolen.
Yes, 10 grams of this was stolen from my country, and 1 gram can kill approximately 800 millions of people. What is really true, and Agent Orange is more known, but Agent Blue is much more dangerous, and they created Agent Purple from that, Yes, we can see the rainbow herbicides, and it is absolutely crazy what they did. What they did. Yes, Agent Purple. Yeah, but technically they don't want to admit that something like that, even more powerful and more, we can call it, we can call it more dangerous, was created and mixed with the very first uh, like zero mutation of CVD. That's the stuff. And they want to spray it, if we want to call it that way, spray it via chemtrails. And they want to spray it, they want start to spraying this on eastern coast, east coast, not only US but Canada too, just by the way. So technically we can go maybe to also called rainbow herbicides, and we can see it. What? Yeah, we can see it. Yeah. So it is absolutely crazy what they can do, and
The
we can
substance is
see
its primer.
agents. Yeah, Agent Green, Agent. Pretty much they mixed pretty much all the agents we can see. So just please scroll down, and we can see it. Green, pink, whatever you can see, and that's the problem. They mixed pretty much all of them into some sort of very weird substance, and they messed it up with zero variation, variant of CVD. That's the problem. But most of it, it's, how can we say it, like, the most well known is Agent Orange and Agent Blue, but technically they mixed everything together. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It is absolutely crazy.
And there's it looks like there's a Agent Orange, and then there's a variation of 2, and then 3, and then even enhanced, and then there's a plus, and then there's a super orange.
This is what I'm saying. Yes, this is it. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
So getting back to the story now, so we're going to get back to who wants to do this. This goes back to in the Life is Strange true colors.
Yeah.
And the colors don't represent all of the agents.
Colors are representing auras and emotions, and that's the problem. This can be very misleading, because it's like, nah, it's not a big deal, they are only emotions. Nope, they are not. They want to make soft disclosure. I mean Square Enix, the guys, they developed the game, respectively the whole Life is Strange franchise, and they want to point, hey, look at that, how many colors the evil can have. I mean, those Agent Orange, Blue, whatever. Agent, technically, most of them are orange and blue.
So this is a Japanese company, Square Enix.
Yep.
And they created Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and many other, Deus Ex, Tomb Raider, some really big games.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Okay, so in Life is Strange, let's go over the storyline. The storyline is that it's a mining town. right? And Alex, her father was a miner, and she has a brother, Gabe, and she ended up losing both of her parents. Her father died from a mining accident, so called, and so she
so cold, yeah,
right.
so cold.
It's what
But
she
technically,
discovers later. Yeah.
yeah, but her mother died because of cancer. Yeah, on
Yeah.
cancer because of cancer. Yeah.
And so she is in this whole experience. She goes into foster homes and then finally reconnects with her brother Gabe, who has already started doing well in the town and working for, not to be we're going to be a spoiler and say that's one of the guys that was involved in that accident where he lost his
Yeah, but
father.
technically, I don't want to go too much into edge, but it's kind of because it was an accident, right?
Yeah.
And technically, because I was in this position many times, many times, something happened you have nothing to do with, and you have decision to do very fast. So he saved 19 lives, and he sacrificed another 7 lives. This is, do you know what I'm trying to say? It's hard. It's tough decision because this, you know what I'm trying to say. I
Yeah.
as
I
a
mean,
soldier, it's it sucks. It
it's
really
similar.
sucks.
Yeah, it's similar to like you're in a life and death situation, and some people, their job is very dangerous, whether it's like a fireman or police officer or
Yes, and then try to
miner.
think, who the heck? I mean, there are people, they are too deep in the mine. Do you know what I mean, or whatever? And it's extremely dangerous to send another man to rescue them. Jeez, do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
kind of hard to judge, at least from my point of view. It's hard to judge if it was that bad or if it wasn't that bad. Do you know what I mean? It's
Right.
for most people, they will play this game or they will see playthrough, I mean walkthrough. It will be easy. But I was in that situation, that kind of situation many times, and believe me, it's not that easy to judge. If I will be not in that situation, but from my point of view, it's not that easy to judge people. Because as you know, 7 versus 19, 7 like left to death, drowned to death, and another 19, saved. This sucks. Nah.
And then you wonder how many more would die if they try to do a rescue.
This
So
is what
yeah.
this is exactly what I'm saying, what I'm pointing at. Yeah.
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 This is the information that Peter has shared in 2021. In the beginning of July, where Peter warned us that Agent X was stolen from a military dump in the Czech Republic. He goes into the reason why it was created, how it was stolen, and how they threatened to use it to harm humanity.
In the summer 1957, our highly specified and highly classified unit, Lynx Commando, just by the way, which still exists, just by the way, still exists.
The Lynx Commando?
Lynx Commando, yeah. They start develop, I mean, not, of course, not by them, but scientists, the most brilliant scientists from Czech and Slovak Republic in 1957. In practically in the same year, in the summer, they start developing. They call it like the best and most effective, solution substance possible. And links commando, yeah, it's in Czech and Slovak Republic. Yeah, this is it. And that's the, give me a second, that's the stuff. Yeah, it's in Slovak Republic, but in Czech Republic too. And fact is, what happened in this year, they start to make a develop, yeah, they start to develop, and they didn't have specific name for it. And it took 10 years, right? So from 1957 to 1967, they developed also called Agent X. It's like we've got Agent Orange. We know what it is and what it is capable of. It was crazy. It was used by U.S. Army during
Vietnam
War. Yeah, Agent Orange, Agent Blue, and this is some sort of, let's say, azure, some sort of. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like azure, yeah, it's like cobalt, whatever. Yeah. And it's very weird. It's very weird that 1 gram of this substance is powder. Yeah. It's like pretty much like anthrax. Once you will get it out of ampule, you are not able to get it back. It's that kind of tiny, like anthrax. That kind of tiny, not flour.
Tiny particles. Tiny particles.
Small, extremely small, tiny particles. Yeah. And how do you say? Cobalt? Yeah, cobalt. Yeah. And that's it. That's the blanket, or azure, or as you said, cobalt. Yeah. And fact is that 1 gram of this Agent X can kill in between approximately between 700 and 800 millions of people. And now 10 grams are missing. You know what I'm talking about, guys? 10 grams. And that's the stuff. It's a small village, Čierna voda. It means black water, and it was your very good, let's say, knowledge of yours, black water, but we will get to this later. It's tiny village, small village, 25 miles away. Let's say what, like western, let's say northwestern from capital Bratislava, what is capital city of Slovakia. It is 25 miles, aka 40 kilometers. Nobody will say that there is something. It's not an ordinary village. It's normal village. No, it is not. There is a huge underground military complex, technically deep underground military complex. What is crazy? because it's like it's from Bratislava, Trnava to Nitra. That means I'm talking about like 60 miles. What is 96, 97 kilometers? It's huge, and nobody is talking about that in Slovakia. Nobody knows about it. I don't want to. Technically, I don't know if quotes in quotes normal, let's say, official politicians in government. I'm pretty sure they don't know about that. And main entrance is in Čierna Voda, just by the way. Technically, main entrance for those kind of crazy experiments. 10 grams are missing. We are sure about that. 10 grams. You know what does it mean? It will flat out the whole Earth's population.
And you have
my
no
question
idea?
my question is, who in the world wants to do such a stuff? That's my question. That's my question. Legitimate question. What do you think?
Has to be a corporation or someone powerful.
So who the heck will do such a stuff and have such an interest? And now we are getting to certain capital, let's say, new chapter of this. Look at that. Academy with not with normal academy, but it's kind of weird academy. And it was founded as a Blackwater. What is?
It's American private military company.
Yeah, but look at that. Look at that. It's Blackwater. No, it's definitely not a coincidence. It's in the first place, and in the second place, it was founded in 1977. What is, just by the way?
It's 1997.
Yeah, sorry. It was founded on 1997. What is, just by the way, 40 years after the whole incident, and technically not only incident, but initiative of doing all kind of that crazy stuff. Yes, this is it. And look how many times they named official they changed. Look how many times they changed official names and all kind of that stuff. Of course, I will say you why. It's very easy. Because they don't want to be found that easy. No, they don't want. Isn't this crazy from my point of view?
So why don't I just read this real quick? The Academy is the American private military company founded in 1997 by former Navy SEAL and officer Eric Prince as Blackwater, renamed as XE Services in 2009 and known as Academy since 2011. After the company was acquired by a group of private investors, the company received widespread notoriety in 2007 when a group of its employees killed 17 Iraqi civilians and injured 20 in Nisour Square in Baghdad, for which 4 guards were convicted in the U.S., but later pardoned in December 2020 by President Donald Trump. Academy provides security services to the United States federal government on a contractual basis. Since 2003, the group has provided services to the Central Intelligence Agency. In 2013, Academy's subsidiary, International Development Solutions, received an approximately $92 million contract for State Department security guards. And in 2014, Academy became a division of the Constellus Group, along with Triple Canopy, and other security companies that were part of the Constellus Group as the result of an acquisition. And so then it goes into further training, a training center, the Blackwater Lodge and Training Center. And there's something about North Carolina, Virginia border. Here's a connection to the CIA's. Let's see, Jeremy Scahill has claimed Blackwater Security Company was the brainchild of Jamie Smith, former CIA officer who became the vice president of Blackwater USA and founding director of Blackwater Security Company, holding both positions simultaneously. So that's, let's see if something more recent. And it goes down, it changes, it has more detail.
This is what I'm talking about. It's crazy. It's crazy.
XE Services Blackwater Worldwide.
Because they don't want to be found on one hand, but on the other hand, they are proud of their, they are proud of their, let's say, contracts and all kind of that stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. Holy crap. Do you know what is it? 10 grams of Agent X. It's crazy.
And since they can be paid for,
this is it.
Is this them again? Is this their new other name?
They are private. Do you know what? They can technically go for, but let's say against pretty much with anybody or against anyone. It's crazy. It's like, what in the world is that? So and 10 grams are missing. 10 grams are missing, and it looks like it was some sort of information services game, if you want to call it that way.
So and 10 grams are missing. Leveraging power, they want something, they're going to demand something, or what do you think's going on there?
Do you know what? I don't know, and to be perfectly honest, I don't want even to imagine, because 10 grams, if you look or if you imagine, like atomic bomb or hydrogen bomb or CVD, now screw it, 10 grams, bam, it's everywhere.
Everything will be gone. You're saying?
Yeah, because it's via atmosphere. It's like, what in the world is that? They've got 10 grams. What in the world is that? And it was stolen from my country. This is personal. I am taking this personal.
So as someone created a breach or got bought off or something on the inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a few tips, but I don't want to mention them.
Of course, no, I wasn't expecting that. Is this another one of their names, Greystone Limited?
Maybe, yeah.
In 2010, current management, Greystone now operates as a standalone management, protective services, but they're involved with they're registered in Barbados. It's a private security company. I think I saw something about satellites.
Yeah.
There's Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, in Northrop, down over here that's mentioned.
Look at that. They are involved in that many activities. Technically, the question shouldn't be, okay, in which kind of activities are they involved? No. In which kind of activities they are not. Do you know what I mean? Look at that.
Well, here it says, it reported that the CIA had hired Blackwater as a part of a secret program to locate and assassinate top operatives in Al-Qaeda. So that, they've been hired and they have friends in all different places.
Friends, but enemies also.
Yes.
You need to remember that.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
need to
those
remember
guys
that.
that they don't have any. They don't sleep well at night. I'm sure they have to watch all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It's
You
interesting to
are.
watch these type of guys in the movies, or these women as well, because women are involved, and it's interesting to watch them, but live that life. I mean,
It's
it's
crazy.
yeah.
But once again, I maybe be like, now, Peter, stop repeating that you are crazy. But once again, 10 grams. 10 grams can flat every single living stuff. Not only people, everything. Everything what is living on this earth. Doesn't matter if it is flying like birds, if they are normal animals or they are underwater animals, it will be gone.
So we need to set an intention that the any magic or facade or whatever is released. So the 10 grams that will be recovered safely. And why do they even have this stuff in the first place? I mean, I know it's a
You mean
stupid question. Create
why
this.
they
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty much the same stuff like why in Romania they created Fagarash, yeah? Fagarash, um, Fagarash Road, if you want to call it that way. Uh, it
Yeah, I'm
was
not.
pretty much Fagarash mountain pass, if you want to call it that way. But technically, it wasn't the mountain pass, but they are tunnels. They are all kind of that stuff. Because Fagarash mountain pass, it's nonsense from this point of view that you can use it like what 4 or 5 months per year, and in another rest of the year it's absolutely useless because it's in extremely high altitudes. It's cold. You cannot get rid out of the snow and ice and whatever, right? But they did so in Romania. They started to build it as an outcome. Okay. um, Warsaw Pact, armies invaded Czechoslovakia 1968, and they start to do it next year, 1969. And that's pretty much the same stuff. In Czechoslovakia, it was like, okay, we don't need to have such a stuff as Hungarians have in last year. I mean, I'm talking about like if I was there in their from their point of view in 1957, right? They developed this crazy Agent X, whatever it was, substance in 10 years. And then once they got, holy crap, it's Pandora box. No, they didn't use it. Next year, 1968, it was invasion of. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's paradox. 1968 invasion of. Look at that. Just you can ask Wiki. So this is it. Warsaw Pact invasion happened 1 year after they developed this. It is crazy.
It's 1968.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it
they
says that.
stopped developing this stuff 1967. Of course, they didn't stop to do another crazy experiments and developing another goddamn dangerous substances. Yeah, but they didn't use this kind of Agent X stuff because they realized, this is Pandora box. No, no, we shouldn't use this.
But they were thinking of
Isn't
they created it because it's almost like they were feeling like they needed to be protected. So
Yeah,
they created this out of
yeah,
fear, maybe, or
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. But then, once they realized, holy crap, what we did, they just put fingers away from that. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was goddamn crazy.
But it's
It
almost as
was
if
crazy.
maybe it was like something that came from the astral that kind of told them that they needed to create this. Once they created it, then they got them off the hook. They protected them.
Yes,
Because that's
because
the astral does that. Those beings do stuff like this.
yes, because tiny little, just few tiny little particle leaked in 67. Once they stopped developing, like, okay, this is final product, and somehow in between 4 and 5 thousand people died, and another of them, like 10 or 15,000, they were severely injured, and they've got, you know, goddamn complicated, I mean, health issues, severe health issues, and all kind of that stuff. Of course, no mention about that. Nobody knows about that. And it was because of this crazy Agent X. And thanks to that, quotes in quotes, thanks to that, respectively, because of that, they make this calculation. Only few goddamn tiniest particles, and it was like, okay, 5,000 people death, and I don't know, it was 5,000 people, 5 or 6,000 people dead, and like 25 people with severe health issues.
And is this? I know it happened in '68, but has it affected the atmosphere and the people are unhealthy in some way
Give
because
me
of
a
it?
second, not please. Let me correct you, okay? This happened 67,
'67.
few months after they developed. Let's say it was final product of they developing, and that was the stuff. That
But
was
the
the
leak
stuff.
happened what year? What year did a few particles?
67, 1967,
60s. Okay.
1960. Yes, yes,
So
yes.
what I asked you is the in
And do you
March.
know what happened? And do you know what happened? Just by the way, it was like uh, they 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 afterwards uh, afterwards there was invasion, Warsaw Pact armies invasion. They said that it wasn't like that, and they were there. I mean, they were technically in Czechoslovak Republic since 1967, and they were doing some experiments, of course, like, let's say, do you know what I mean, like undercover. So they said this, I mean, after Iron Curtain fall, old regime fall, and it's like 1991, I think 1992, they faked even in democracy. They faked this kind of crazy stuff. Do you know what? This is crazy. This is crazy.
And that, I'm sure it brought in a lot of problems, a lot of new
Yeah,
problems that they already had problems, but new problems.
yeah,
And then they became
yeah,
powerful because of having these things, I'm sure.
yeah. And I know exactly from reliable source that Warsaw Pact armies and republics involved, but especially Soviets were like crazy that they want this Agent X, right? No, they didn't get it. They didn't get to it. No, they didn't get to it. This is crazy.
But you think Blackwater did, but you don't know for sure.
What do you mean?
You're saying that the Soviet army was not able to access this Agent X, but finally it just happened now that someone
Give me a
had
second.
access.
Give me a second. Yes, that's the stuff what I'm talking about. Because even Soviets, they took over control over the whole Czechoslovakia for like 22 years. My bad, 23. And they were not able to get into Čierna Voda facility. They were not. They didn't know where exactly are the entrances. It was crazy. Goddamn crazy.
Wow.
And even this is what I'm talking about. In 1992, when we started to split, it was like, okay, this is the deal. We want to peacefully split. There will be not Czechoslovakia anymore. There will be Czech Republic, Slovak Republic. It was the deal. It was normal, peaceful split deals. Everything was sealed. It was fine. And at the pretty much same time, it was freedom of speech. It was democracy. And they said this kind of BS, this kind of bullshit. They said that Soviet did this unhuman experiment 1 year before official invasion, and they referred to this crazy leak. Do you know what I mean? This kind of what I said, like in between 4, 5, maybe 6,000 deaths. They don't have exact numbers. And in between 15 and 20, 25,000 of heavily injured people. Because of this leak, what happened in 1957. It's crazy.
Wow.
Jesus, what the heck? What the heck?
Well, Peter, if anyone can figure this out, it should, I mean, this is your homeland. I'm sure you can
Give me
figure
a
this
second.
out.
I know the truth, but I cannot talk openly about that.
Yes, I know.
And this is bad. Because if such a stuff will happen during totalitarianism, during like communistic regime, all kind of bad stuff, fine. I don't want to say fine, but you know what I mean. But that happened in 1992, 3 years after all the regime fall. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Wow.
Jeez. Yeah. And now they've got 10 grams. 10 grams. And do you know who I mean? Blackwater. They've got 10 grams. Once again, I will talk about that tons of times, like dozens of times. Because 10 grams can flat everything. I don't know. I am out of my word. What do you mean? What do you think? What those guys are about?
They're dangerous, very, very dangerous, who would take something like that. And even as to leverage power, it's just that they have to be out of their minds. have to be like extreme soldiers that are mind controlled. I mean, who would do this?
Yeah, sorry, but can we go back to the black water because it will be better
Yes.
for us to. Yeah, thank
And
you.
I was looking at their logos too. They have bears, like bear print.
Yeah, yeah,
Why is it? Do you know the meaning? And then there's an O, and it has
yeah.
lines going
Oh,
across it.
oh, yes, yes, yes. What means technically like total mind control.
With the bear means mind
Yeah,
control.
yeah. Give me a second. The O means head. It means like ears. Those tiny stuff like tiny what they are. Those tiny lines are ears. Yes, and it's like okay, you are blindfolded. You are blindfolded. You can't see nothing. That's bare print on your face. You cannot see nothing. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
it.
And here
That's it.
there's like a little line here and a line above it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like everything's closed off. Down here there's the X, and that reminds me of Agent X.
Yeah, you are
Right
right.
here.
So this is it. This is absolutely crazy. This is absolutely crazy.
And this whole academy thing, just the name is I mean, people would think it's a school.
Yeah.
You know?
It's pretty much no. It's fine. Everyone needs to go to school. Look at that. Academy, and that's
I
it.
It makes me think of the Umbrella Academy.
Do you know what? Yeah, I was like, okay, when you will get to Umbrella Academy? Yep, I was exactly like, yeah, this is it.
So this is
Yeah,
do you think they're owned by the Umbrella Academy or the Umbrella
no,
Corporation?
no. From my point of view, they are cooperating with them. Yeah.
Yeah, because it does coincide with the COVD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With CVD, with CVD. Let's call it CVD. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is like let's say next level CVD. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of let's say that there will like let's say the Gaia or the Koni, I mean like the natural or let's say astral or whatever laws or God or yeah, Jehovah or I don't know, Allah will save us. Technically, if you are believer or not believer or whatever, just pray because this is goddamn crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
goddamn crazy.
In the end, Peter points out that the Umbrella Corporation was involved, and we know today that the Rainstorm Corporation is a part of the Umbrella Corporation, which was founded in 2021 when he began to investigate this threat to humanity.